His community is amazing.
I know, I was watching. It's incredible, right?
Like, they're amazing. A lot of good conversation. A lot of topics we've never actually talked about before.
Really?
Which was, yeah, but not in that depth.
Morning.
Hey, so best part of the day. Cold brew on tap. Is there a day that I've ever had here where I've said it wasn't going to be crazy?
I'm not sure. I mean, we can go back through the vlogs, but I don't think so either.
I think every day has been crazy. But good crazy. We are in September making some big transitions for a lot of my friends who are in the wedding industry. This is their busiest season. Likely just trying not to drown from the amount of work that they have going on, which is huge, and that's something that, like, I remember. It wasn't even that long ago that was me. So that influences the kind of education that we create during this season. We want it to be really accessible. We want it to be really easy for people to digest. Because just because you're in busy season, it doesn't mean that you can stop learning. It doesn't mean the technology stops changing. Algorithms don't stop changing, right? So you have to be constantly keeping up with everything while also trying to get your work done. So
Awesome.
It's a lot.
And you're launching a new vlog format today, is that right?
We are. We're switching things up this week. We are going to be doing more education, more inspiration, and then vlogs, but we're going to be mixing it all up and threading it together. It kind of ushers in this shift to looking at data, analyzing data, and making decisions based on what you guys want to watch. So I'm excited about it, but it is a huge change. I have a PR meeting. I have lunch with a really sweet friend from home who's an incredible creative, an amazing photographer. Mia Katz, she's awesome. Nama just got back from Burning Man, so we're going to be catching up, not on Burning Man, but on business, which will be great. I've got a call with a potential business partnership, which would be really fun. Working on a guest post for Infusionsoft, super excited about that. All about video, and video content is the future of marketing, which is great. Also connecting with a friend who's launching a startup, so I'm going to share a little bit of insight with her. Video meeting, newsletter content due, and then my sync with Jules at the end of the day. So a lot to do, but some time to do it.
Now, why have you never gone to Burning Man?
To be honest, I had never really even heard of it until last year. And then this year we were in Palm Springs, so I don't have a good excuse.
So next year is what you're saying?
Maybe next year.
Hi, how are you? Hi. Oh my god, it's been so long.
I know.
Oh my god, I'm being filmed.
Hello!
We just realized Mia interned for me back in the day when I was editor-in-chief of a wedding blog called Bayside Bride.
It was like the first summer that it launched. So there was like me, Katie Rudder,
Yes.
Kylie. I was like the fashion editor.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was so fun. We were like, so we would sit in like in your basement and like have meetings. That was we did tech shoots, which were amazing.
I had totally forgotten about this.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy because I think a lot of people, when they think about me, they think wedding photographer, now running Rising Tide. They don't realize I also co-launched a wedding blog and ran it for years, like 5 years, and it was top 100 wedding blogs. Like it's how I know a lot of the bloggers. But
Yeah, and people like really use it.
Yes.
And then you started Rising Tide, and I was like, this is like, I obviously knew that like it would be something big. Because,
I
like,
did.
Bayside
So
Bride became something big.
One thing that I have been making an effort to do a little bit more of is open up and share slightly more vulnerable stuff on social. It is after 5. I'm getting ready to go home. But before I do, I wanted to close with one thought. That thought essentially is this idea of vulnerability and how we're basically stepping into being braver and more courageous versions of ourselves every day. Something that I've started to do is show up. Now that sounds silly, but I mean on social media, trying to truly show up. Show up imperfect, show up as I am, show up with my struggles and my overall worries about the future, but show up nonetheless and show up consistently day over day over day for the audience that I'm building and the community that I'm building. And so one last thought, just as we kind of head out for the day, is are you showing up? Are you really showing up? honestly, vulnerably, and with heart. Because the world needs more of us to be showing up. And so just something to think about. Hey, Ken Heckle, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Come here. We're off live, but
We are?
we're still hanging out.
Hey!
What's up, buddy?
How'd it go?
It was great. No,
Yeah?
it went really well. This is so fun. His community is amazing.
I know, I was watching. It's incredible, right?
Like, they're amazing. So he's crushing it. He's doing amazing things. A lot of good conversation. A lot of topics we've never actually talked about before.
Really?
Which was, yeah, but not in that depth.
Well, I kind of feel similar to you, though, because, like, the following that I'm trying to build is more just me getting people a space to talk,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. We talked about this idea of in community, the idea that sometimes there are newer business owners not giving the best advice out, and that this is a big concern. I think it's a concern anywhere, but it's all the more reason that we need people like you and experts in the field that can step in and say, even if it's not free advice, this is not legal advice. However, I have resources here for you that I've already created. We've seen a lot of amazing people kind of rise up and really sort of establish themselves, even within our own community, as the thought leader in an area, which is amazing and truly needed. I just think the access to information at all is something that we didn't even have not that long ago, and we now almost have the opposite, where it's so much advice and so much information. Look at the Instagram. Like when Instagram shifted its algorithm, I saw so many people writing blog posts about shadow banning that, basically were just regurgitating something they saw somebody else say that saw somebody else say. Like, it was just this snowball effect where we were reaching out to Instagram directly to try to find out. Now, again, they're not going to talk about it, but we need more education, I think, that comes from a place of knowledge and expertise. So any opportunity that we get to collaborate or like if there's ways we can highlight what you're doing, I would love to do that.
And one thing that I think that you can appreciate, one thing that I would love to one day create, and like I want it to be like a debated thing. You, with your background, like the hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
I want to create like a business one, but it has to be like a collaborative effort, and it has to be people admitting where they fall.
Interesting. No, I think it's fascinating. I mean, I even think that the need for community shifts as you go. I almost wonder if community would be sort of like almost, yes, maybe it's in the hierarchy, but it almost might be something that shifts as you go through the hierarchy. So when you're getting started, community might be access to even understanding what you need to do legally to start a business. So for instance, there are a lot of people that say, oh, don't help newcomers, like don't help them, they're going to take away our business. When in reality, I always argued from day one, why wouldn't you want to educate a new business owner on what they need to do to be set up legally, to pay taxes, to do everything by the book? Because ultimately, isn't that more of a scary thing if suddenly you have all of these people that are basically creating businesses without the proper structure that you're going through, that aren't paying taxes, that aren't adhering to the law? Like, that to me is more of a catastrophe than 5 business owners coming forward wanting to start a business and 3 of them realizing this is too much work and they don't want to do it. The other 2 setting things up legally and succeeding. Than 5 people just doing it and not having access. So community at that level
I think
is...
that's right. I think there's always a foundational step to part of it. And so like Joey, I want a trademark. And I'm like, look, you probably don't need a registered trademark right now, but you need to understand the landscape of how this works so that you're not getting your Etsy store shut down. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I just think that would be really helpful for a lot of creatives, especially in more kind of buy-sell groups where everybody's trying to promote their services as what people need.
Right.
Saying a designer is great, but make your own in 5 minutes first and take some of these lessons into account.
Yes. I think it's genius.
Let it grow with you.
I think it's genius. It's different. Like, for example, if I made one of community, it would be sort of even just the bare community that you need, versus once you've met all the needs of your business, once you are thriving and profitable and you need a different level of community, you might actually need a business coach and a mastermind group. And maybe your community looks like a business coach and mastermind group versus when you're just getting started. You may not need a business coach. Maybe you do. It would be an interesting thing to work through and actually determine. But it's fascinating.
I'm so excited we could do this.
I am too. This was so fun.
And I thought your classes looked great the entire time.
Yeah, so what Ken didn't see and the blog didn't see is we spent a good 10 minutes trying to structure the desk so that I didn't have the green glare of death in my glasses when I was talking. And the whole time, Joey was just laughing at me. And so I had to like keep my chin tilted somewhat down the whole time during the thing. But it worked. I mean, you know, it's glasses problem. I was like, I'll take them off, but then I actually probably can't see you.
Problems. Does anybody call you K-Rock?
No, but I think that's funny.
I might start.
You should. I'm into it.
You missed us talking. We were talking about you before we went live.
Oh man.
For a good 10 minutes.
Oh man.
Yeah, we did.
That's why I wasn't here on purpose.
He hid.
You guys are fantastic. Cannot wait to do more of this with you. Ken, let me know when I can take you from Natalie.
No,
Next
never,
week.
never,
Next week.
never, no.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, Joey.
Bye,
Talk
Joe.
to you later. He's amazing.
He really is. Right?
Oh, I love him.
How'd the show
love
go?
him. The show went really well. It was a totally different group than I normally speak to. So it was interesting. A lot of business owners that are super, super, super established and are coming to him specifically for legal guidance with trademarks, IP law, things like that. So it's a very different group. But although I'm not used to speaking to that group, it's sort of my own group, right? It's a group that I actually exist in. And we will be sure to link to Joey's group if you're on YouTube down below, if you're on Facebook up above.